Welcome back. I missed 2 days in a row in my little streak. Uh, Life happens. So hopefully I'll get a good few days in a row again. I am still working on the Chaminade, on the cadenza. I had gotten it using a metronome up to 126 beats per minute. So I'm going to see if I can start there and go from there and see what happens. So setting my metronome. So I haven't played this since the last video 2 days ago, so we'll see if it's still in my fingers at this speed. Actually, not too bad. One messy spot was that section that's always a little suspect. Okay. And I think most of that is just getting my pointer finger up on the D sharp in that run. And getting it back down again in time. And that causes a little bit of just, yeah, it's a little bit tricky to get that fast. I'm uneven on the way down. But not bad. So the question now becomes is, can I play it without the metronome and make it a little more artistic? I'm not sure that those fast sections need to go much faster than the 126 that I was just doing. So let's leave it there, and let's try to put some dynamics and expression into it. So. so bad for a first try. So this is where I think recording myself is going to become important, um, because it's really hard to have a big picture of what you're doing when you're in the moment. So I like to use. You could just use voice recorder, I suppose. That might be the simplest. Like use the voice memos app. A lot of times I'll use GarageBand, um, just because I like to play duets with myself, and you can do that in GarageBand. But just to keep things quick and easy, I'm going to use the voice memo app because then I don't have to set up the whole. There's steps you have to go through with GarageBand. I haven't ever really done this, so let's see what voice memo does. Oh my goodness. All right, so it's really kind of amazing when you turn on the recorder and like I don't have my little nice structured metronome going anymore. I'm missing notes. I'm like sloppy. It's wow. So this is actually a really telling thing. So the important thing here to remember is that even though it's the same notes and the same fingerings, um, it's actually a completely different skill to take what I was working on before and to now put um, rubato and all the different dynamics into it. And so this is the part where when I was younger, I would get really angry with myself because I would get frustrated that I couldn't play it anymore. Now I realize that it's just a completely different skill set. So I'm going to have to practice this with the rubato and all that kind of stuff. Because every time you change even one little piece of the thing that you're practicing, it's a whole new pathway. So you have to take the time and grow that pathway. So I'm going to try that again. So that's actually the second time that I've messed up that ending, which is a little strange. So I'm going to just try that part. Oh, I'm going to C sharp instead of C. That's weird. So one thing that I'm noticing as I play this is that I am, after all of the metronome work, I'm definitely playing this differently than I used to. In that I am much more aware of the relative values of each one of the notes. Whereas when I worked on this the first time around many years ago, um, I just sort of went, well, that note looks slower, so I'll play it slower. And now, um, the composer chose to use certain note lengths in the cadenza for a reason. Um, and yes, it's supposed to be free, but things should be sort of relative to each other. So it's interesting to see that coming out. So I'm going to listen to this and see what I think. Okay. So no, you probably couldn't hear that because I could barely hear it, and my volume's all the way up, so that's kind of annoying. um, huh. What does that do? Oh, that's weird. Okay, so there's this little blue speaker, and when I hit that in the corner, it suddenly got much, much, much louder. I don't know. I've never used this app. Well, I've used it once, but not really. So that's actually good to know. Okay, so let me listen to this again. So some things that I noticed are, I'm wondering, there's two times where you slow down and you go up to a really high note. The first time there's a rest after it with a fermata on it, and the second time there's no rest. It goes just straight into the thing. But I paused, so I really should keep on rolling right through that second fermata. The other thing that I noticed is that I'm too loud for most of this. Like the first half is pretty much supposed to be just within piano to pianissimo range. When it goes into minor, it becomes mezzo forte, and then I can be a little louder. I don't know. Let's see what else I noticed. I want to check my pitch on that. We knew about that. Okay, so I shouldn't decrescendo on that second to last fermata, because I did, and right, I wanted to check my pitch going up on the F sharp minor arpeggio, and I wonder. I need to get much softer in the beginning, which I already said. Okay, so let's do this. New recording. I don't know how to use this app. Okay, maybe if I just hit record again. Ooh. So that just started recording over in the middle of the app I was in. No. Delete? I have no idea. Okay. Done. Delete that memo. Delete. Oh, good. Here we go. Okay. Oh. Okay, so that was different. So listen to that one and see what we like. I'm rushing too much. Oops. So I didn't have enough breath support there. Too much breath support. I'm not sure what to do with those. I think I'm starting out too slow. Okay. So, I took this part too fast, I think. I think it could have been, or maybe I need to be faster on that. I don't know. It was just suddenly like, it sounded out of context, like it was just suddenly way too fast. Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, that's how it's written. But it says poco lento y molto animato, so like I should go really slow. Well, poco, a little bit slow, and then very fast. So actually, maybe that's fine. I don't know. The pitch didn't bother me in that recording on the A, but I'm going to check it anyway. Doesn't mean it was right just because it didn't bother me that one time. All right. There we go. I was a little flat. Actually, my A's were a little flat in general, so I'm just going to push them just a bit. Still getting a messy slide. So, okay, this is an interesting thing. I'm going to play my F sharp with the pinky and without the pinky and see if there's any change. So there's a color difference, but there is no pitch difference. And I think at the speed that I'm going, it's going to be totally imperceptible. So I am going to make an official decision to not worry about my pinky sliding. I'm going to just pick it up on the F sharp and let it go. And yep, I feel okay about that decision because I know how the flute works. And what's happening here is when I push F sharp, having my pinky down opens this key right here. But really, the thing that's making your F sharp play is way up here. So it's F sharp, two open holes that the sound is venting out of, and then this closed key followed by, open or closed depending on your pinky's on. So really, the bulk of the F sharp sound has already happened by the time you get all the way down to here. So really, you could play F sharp by hitting this key that you never hit. Right? So I am not going to stress out about that. Now, the place where people do want to make a big deal about this is on the note E. Because, so like you don't want to do E with no pinky and then play foot joint notes. Because for E, you've got one key open and then you're on your pinky key. And so for E, it's actually important that both of those are venting open. If you close that, that will make a difference. So F sharp, I think I can get away with comfortably, empirically proving that it doesn't make a difference. E is a different story. Fortunately, it's not an either. So I'm not going to worry about it. All right. And I'm over time. So next time I work on this, I'm definitely going to do more recording myself and just kind of figuring out where I want to go with this artistically. And actually, this is really, honestly, the first time, sadly, that I've ever done this process on a cadenza. Usually I'm just winging it. Um, and my teachers go, all right, that's all right. So it's very interesting to actually be going through this in a really organized way and make conscious decisions about it, which, you know, that's the way you should do it. But I wonder how many of us actually do. The really great people do. Um, the rest of us, probably not so much. So this is good. All right, thanks for watching.